What up, everybody? It's Kenma from Team Naventic, and in this video, I am just gonna do a quick go over and review of the games we played this weekend in the Bloodlust tournament. I'm not gonna go super in depth, but at least let you guys know what we were thinking and stuff during the games. So, game one, we were playing against Team Nice. Never played against them before. Don't really have any clue of what they run, so we just ended up banning Medivh so we didn't get Medivh Stitches trolled or cheesed. Then we just did a really standard double support Oreo comp. Um, if I remember correctly, the game was just super one-sided, and we didn't make too many mistakes and just closed it out pretty quick. Then game two, this game was pretty weird. They had Alarak soloing against Thrall. I think Zuna actually died 1 versus 1 because he doesn't know the matchup. Apparently Alarak does decently against Thrall, and we just never played against him before. So we fixed up our drafting later on, but we just know here we prefer to give the enemy team Zagara instead of letting them play Tassadar, or we should have just banned Tassadar instead of Greymane, because Tassadar was what was making Johanna just not able for us to kill him really easily. So this game was a little rougher than it should have been, but I think it was a draft issue. But we closed that out. So let's go to the next game. Astro. Let me just open these so we don't have to do that later. Alrighty. So here was the next set against Astral Authority, one of our top 4 finishers from PAX. So game one, what did we do? Game one, we ran a standard double support comp. We just picked Vala just to try it out. We've never scrimmed with Vala. We literally have barely gotten any scrims in before this tournament because we had planned to get an entire week of scrims in, but our internet just felt like messing up. So we couldn't scrim because our internet was just horrible for 2 entire days. It was horrible, and then Denial ended scrims early because probably because I'm guessing Adrian was having issues or whatever, didn't want to play. I mean, that's just a guess. I don't know why they ended scrims early. And there was also some misscheduling with Astral, so it was a little weird. But I think we probably played together a total of 6 to 8, maybe 6 games on the new patch. So 6 to 8 games on the new patch with our role swap. So we did not go into this tournament with much practice, and that's not something to be proud about. But I'm just glad that we showed results with the lack of practice. I think it shows how strong we are and our potential. So anyway, looking at this comp, we took Oriole because we feel like Astral Authority, they heavily rely on Oriole and Lunara combo. That's one of their bread and butter. It's their bread and butter right now. So we just decided not to let them have that. And then they took Lunara because they didn't want to play against Oriole Lunara, which was understandable. And I honestly do not remember at all how this game went, but I'm guessing we won pretty easily. I honestly don't remember how that game went at all, but just looking at the drafts, I think we should have won this game super easily because they have a Brightwing Soul Healer. Then here we got game 2. So if I remember this game correctly, we were winning almost the entire game, and then just a few misplays, and we just lost the game because Zuna. I know there was 2 times late game, Zuna went in and just our team didn't follow up on him, and when Jason and Tomster don't follow up on a gray main that goes in melee, like you can't heal him as medic because like if you look at their comp, they have literally how many interrupts for me to stop my healing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They have 8 interrupts for my healing on medic. So like, honestly, like it was probably like not a bad idea for them to steal mirrored in this comp. But anyway, we should have won this game, but we threw late game and it was just like it was like a thing. I think it was more of like we just didn't have enough practice with Zuna on Greymane with like Tomster and Jason just following him up. Because like if they followed him up both those fights, we would have just won very easily. Because we look back on it and Battery literally just cues in and just Thrall and Jason or Thrall and Johanna just don't follow up, and that's like why we don't just instantly get the Crystal Aegis proc. So that was just like a team synergy and not enough practice thing. I still think we had the better comp and we just didn't perform well. But shout out to Astro for playing good that game. And then so this game, okay, game 3, like we were kind of tilted from game 2. I'm not gonna lie, because we were just like, fuck, we should have won that game. What happened? And then like game two, I just like we honestly didn't know what we were planning to run. We didn't like come into this with a game plan. We're just like, let's just get Zagara and then just run a comp with Zagara. And then so we do the draft, and then I tell Zuna I wanted to do a tri-lane, because like if we do a tri-lane, like if you look at their comp, they have Falstad, Mirrodin, Li Ming, Rhaegar, and Chen, right? So what they want to do is they want Chen to lane against Zagara, and then while their 4-man isn't very strong, Falstad's global will allow them to probably beat the Zagara lane. And like what I wanted to do to counter that was to just tri-lane, just literally just tri-lane and just like completely fucking dominate a lane with Brightwing, Hammer, and Zagara. Like there's nothing, like if you look at their team comp, there's nothing any 3 of those can do against our 3. And then for some reason Zuna didn't want to do that, so like we had Zagara lane against Chen, and it didn't go well at all. And then I was just like in the middle of the game, like we were falling behind, and I was just like, Chris, like let's just fucking siege. Like seriously, can we just use Hammer how she's supposed to be used? So we literally just grouped as 5. I think we were like almost 2 levels down. We just grouped as 5. We started sieging and we started winning. And that was the story of that game. I think we got and then like it just got to the point where Hammer was just too fucking strong, and we could literally just siege anything, and their Mirrodin and Chen would literally just fucking drop so fast if they ran in the front line with the polymorph 25% damage. Like they would just drop. So we just like our team scaled like a monster. So like Hammer is just such a fucking beast late game. So like this game was really like it was just more like we have not practiced this strat. Zuna also hates playing with like having shitty ass Brightwing heals early game when you're not like running and abusing like the global comp to like get a man. If you're not using the global like properly, he doesn't like using like Brightwing just to like lane and stuff. So like I just thought Brightwing was the best pick this game because I wanted to. I know Brightwing's, first of all, she's really good with Hammer, like good synergy with Hammer. She can stop a lot. She also can go like Emerald Wind. If they drafted a different type of comp, Emerald Wind could have been viable. But against this comp, I went Blink Heal. I actually ended up going. I had to go Cleanse and Blink Heal. And if you watch this game, I cleanse like every single barrel, so he has no impactful barrels the entire game. And it was like as soon as we like started sieging and we picked it up and got some stuff, the game was just easy sailing from then on. But yeah, the game was really rough early. We did not play it correctly at all. So that was that, and then that was then to day 1. So we're just like, thank God we don't got to play any more games day 1. So let's talk about. Ooh, so this is the Sky Temple game where we tried to cheese them. I think so. There's a few things that happened in this game. First of all, we're fit. I think we just do not have practice running this shit, so we honestly probably shouldn't have ran it in a tournament. And it was like kind of disrespectful because we were just like, I still think this comp is like so good that if you just like know how to run it correctly, you just get a free win on this map. I honestly think that it's just that we did not execute correctly, and you have to either so one of two things needs to happen. We either just need to stop running that shit, or we need to practice it to the point where we cannot lose with it. Like if you watch this game, like we're literally have like a Rainer and a fucking an Artanis, and we're literally just beating them. Like in like standard, we just beat them. Like we lost the game when we started trying to backdoor. So like we honestly probably could have played this game standard and just crushed them, even with like Rainer and Artanis as weird as those two are as picks. But yeah, that game we got crushed in the fucking ground. Game two. So this was like honestly, I really liked their draft this game. Um, I they drafted like pretty much exactly how I expected them to draft. The medic ban was a really good ban because like if I had medic like ETC Kerrigan would be fucking useless. So I think it was a good ban. And like Uther's I think the next best thing that I could have ran against ETC Kerrigan. But like I feel like us giving them Zagara ETC Kerrigan, like I feel like that's not really fucking ideal in the draft. Like they have such a fucking strong early game that like I don't know if that was the correct decision. I think the next game on Tomb we drafted better, but anyway, so we ended up going for Tychus and Mirrodin, and the reason that we took Tychus was because we just didn't want. We were planning on taking Mirrodin, and we didn't want them to use Tychus. We didn't. We just didn't want them to use Tychus against Mirrodin, so that was literally the entire reason that we took Tychus. But looking back, we should have done something like if I could go back, I probably would have just like drafted something different in that Tychus spot, and then just pick Johanna if they took Tychus. You know, that's probably what I would have done if I could go back in time. But it worked out. We threw a few times that game. They threw a few times that game, but like I think after that game one, we were just like, fuck it, we're better than these guys. Let's play standard. We beat them. You know, but there were definitely throws on both sides. That's for damn sure. Game three. So They literally just target banned me. They banned Oriole and Medic. I mean, it's not a surprise. Like everyone bans Medic against me, so that's like not really a surprise. They took. They take. Let's see. If I remember how this went, we went Liming because Liming's just good on any map where there's channeling. Liming's good. So we snap Liming. They take Mirrodin Brightwing. Mirrodin's, I mean, that's pretty standard because B Kid really likes Mirrodin, and Mirrodin's probably the strongest tank of the game right now, so that doesn't surprise me whatsoever. They take Brightwing. Brightwing is very good on this map, and Akaface's favorite hero is Brightwing, and I think it's probably his best hero too. So very obvious picks from them. It wasn't a surprise. We take Tychus and ETC to counter the. We just take Tychus to counter the Mirrodin because I think Tychus is the best hero in the game against Mirrodin, and then we just take ETC because it's just ETC works so well with Tychus, and we haven't really practiced, like we haven't had time for Jason to practice other tanks like all like Tyrael and stuff. I think Tyrael's probably still the second best tank in the game, but we haven't had time to practice it enough. And then they go ahead and they take. So the bans are Medic. We decided to ban Hammer because we look at their comp and we're just like, even if they took, like I'm looking at their comp just like, even if they take right now, they have, say that they have Medivh, Stitches, and Medivh, Stitches, X. Like I don't think they would. I don't. Not only do I not think they would have enough damage, I don't think that comp's gonna do anything against our comp. So, and I just don't. I have zero. Like I don't think we can lose to that, and I know that Gale Force. First of all, like going into this game, I know GFE does not have any. Like none of them can play Medivh, and none of them can play Falstad. That's why we didn't worry about taking Falstad early, and that's why we don't worry about playing Medivh against them because they do not have a good Medivh player, and they do not have a good Falstad player. Like Ravocopter was their only good Falstad player. And I know Fan can't play Medivh because he was on my team a few weeks ago and he never touched Medivh. So like I know there's no way that he would. And I've like I if you watch him stream, like he's horrible on Medivh. So like that was pretty easy to tell. Like and then the game starts. They pick Vala. They play Vala like every single game. They overvalue it, and we abuse the fact that they overvalued it. So like, and then when we saw them pick Fausted, we were just like, man, they just want like they just have no chance to fight against us. If you look at the comps, they're just like they have to abuse their globals somehow, and they're just not a good enough team to do that. So that like if MVP Black had that comp, like I might be a little bit scared, but like GFE they can't run that shit, so it didn't matter. I think we just literally just like crushed their lives in the ground this game. This game was like probably the biggest thump of the tournament. Oh, excuse me. Uh, Jason played really good this game. Thompson played good. I think we all played pretty fucking good this game, and it was just like complete stomp into the ground. So that was the winners finals, and then so we made it. What the fuck? They don't have the. Oh yeah, game one we got a free win. Okay, so game two was on Cursed Hollow. Let's see. Yeah, we had. Did we have first pick? Yeah, we had first pick. Um, we banned Abathur because like we know that GFE's literally been running Abathur. They run like Abathur Tyrael Judgment like almost every game on Cursed Hollow. Like it's all they ever run. So we just banned Abathur. And then as soon as they pick Mirrodin, which like I said they value Mirrodin very highly. It's a good pick. And then what they do is we've been crushing their Mirrodin with Tychus like all night, so they just take Tychus they take Tychus so we can't have it to kill the Mirrodin. That's the entire reason that they took Tychus, not because it's like good with their comp or anything. And so as soon as we see that, we're just like, oh, Oriole's still up. Let's just run a double sport comp now. It should be fine. And then so we just pick Oriole Brightwing, and then we go into the ban phase. They ban Thrall because like Tomster's been just hot. He's been hot on Thrall all night. So like that's not. Even though I don't think Thrall would have been good with our comp, that's more of just a mental thing. They're like Tom's hot on Thrall. Let's just not give him Thrall. I don't blame anyone for doing that kind of ban. And then for us, we're just like I don't. First of all, like um, what am I? Illidan is not good against our comp. If you look at our comp, like right now we have Leeming, Oriole, and Brightwing. That's like we're gonna have Blind later, we're gonna have Polymorph, and then we have Leeming's damage, and Leeming's hard to kill in the first place. So in all honesty, like Illidan's not even a good ban here. But the way that I was thinking in my head was like I know that that's their comfort, and then they're gonna just go. So I could. There's two things that I could. There's one thing like I'm thinking here is I could either I ban Tassadar, and then they might run like they'll probably run like a Illidan comp with something maybe like Illidan Soul support. I don't know. They might do that, or we ban Illidan and they're gonna run Tassadar triple range. So as soon as we just all decided on let's just not give them Illidan because that's their comfort pick, and it turned out to be the right choice. So they lock in Hammer and Tassadar, which is like the exact picks that we figured that they were going to take. We knew that they were going to either take the two options there, or they were going to either take. If you look at our comp, first of all, like Tracer can't do shit against our comp, so they're not going to pick Tracer. So Hammer was like the option that I'm pretty sure that they were going to take. Hammer was also another thing we thought about banning, but we're just like giving them Tassadin is like beyond retarded. That's like the only way we could lose is if we give them Tassadin together in that point. So as soon as we see Hammer and Tass, we're just like, okay, let's just run. Zeratul is not a good look here because not gonna be able to do shit. Tracer's not gonna be able to. Tracer's only target this game is like Tassadar and Hammer, and like she's like Tracer's just not gonna be able to do. I don't think Tracer's gonna be able to get in their backline. So we decided against Tracer and decided against what was I just saying? Zeratul, because Zeratul like they got so much sight for Zeratul and shit. It's not gonna kill anything. And then Thrall was already banned, so like we just decided to go with Kerrigan. We didn't feel like running double tank with double support. It felt like it's not enough damage. And then you don't want to run triple range really against Hammer, Tychus, Hammer Tychus mirrored in Task because I don't think you're just not gonna win that triple range with what we had right now. So we just decided to go with ETC and Kerrigan, just have that pick and have that strong CC for them. And then they decided to go with Uther instead of, well, like I wasn't surprised that they went with Uther because that's like been their they've been going with Uther when they can't get Brightwing or Oriole, so it didn't surprise me, even though I feel like Rhaegar or Monk would have been better for them. Like it still doesn't surprise me. They and Uther is good against like ETC Kerrigan, so like that's another reason that they probably won it. But they, like having the task, I think that Monk and the fuck's the other support? I'm just like brain farting right now. Rhaegar, Monk and Rhaegar both are better with Task. They both have like better synergy with Tassadar than Uther, but I mean I understand why they picked it. It's like it's probably a comfort pick or whatever. So going into game three, yeah, and then game two, like I said, like game two, we crushed them pretty hard. I made a really big mistake on the first curse. So we get the first curse, we get all three curses right away, right? And then I make a really big mistake. So I'm soaking XP on the bottom, and then like Fan came on Hammer behind me. So I need to do like I pretty much had like two only like options there that I should have done, which was I either should have just got backed up and then like ported to a different lane and then like dominated that lane with extra manpower, or I should have just no, honestly I think that was my only option there. I should have just went to a different, like ported out and went to a different lane. But so what happened was I had minions like going on their tower, and I couldn't. I was gonna miss XP, so I got really greedy and I went in for the XP, and then I got out, and then I got greedy again and went in for the XP, and then like I saw an opportunity to outplay Fan on Hammer. I was gonna make him I was gonna make him chase me into the fort and then polymorph him, but like his auto just did a little bit more damage than I calculated, and then I got killed. So I was like, it's just me trying to be cocky and make a play for no fucking reason, you know. Honestly, if it wasn't like if it was like it's just because it was Fan that I wanted to outplay him, but like it was just stupid. Like I just it was just me being stupid. I was like, my bad team. So like even though we got the first curse, like we came out like pretty even XP because I was fucking being stupid. So that was like entirely my fault. And but although we were like even in XP after the first curse, we were very very far ahead in structure damage, which is very important on this map when you have a global and they do not have a global. So we ended up like we took some fights and like we pretty much dominated them in every single fight. And then like there was one there was one time like after we got another the fifth curse of the game, I think. It spawned on bottom. They decide not to rotate bottom because I think they're just like it was 15-16, so they couldn't fight us. And then so Zuna calls they're gonna do boss, just start the boss. So we start the boss instantly. And like once again, this is like Zuna's just such a better shot caller than anyone on GFE that this is why we win games very easily against him, I think. He's just like as soon as we don't see them here, he's just like start the boss. They're gonna do our boss. That's their only option. So like we start doing the boss, and then we start doing the boss, and then Zuna's like backdoor. We're gonna get his backdoor the keep. So like they actually go to backdoor the wall, and then I soak up like the two waves that are with when the boss comes, because I can port obviously. So we get a shit ton of XP advantage out of that, and then. So their boss gets like our entire fort, and they have a huge wave pushing with their boss, and then the RNG factors it's on their side this time. It spawns up top for they're closer to. So we decide to fight them when it's in a really bad spot for us, and they have the location advantage first. When all we needed to do, because like they had no curses, that was their first curse of the game, so we should have just let them take it. It was in a really bad spot for us, so we decide to fight there, and then like the fight goes bad, and then ETC dies, and it's not a big deal. But what happened there was we missed the boss that they got, instead of just getting a fort only, it got the fort and it got an entire wall, and we lost like probably four waves of XP experience top, which we shouldn't have lost. So like we should have just decided, like if we were perfect shot calling, we would have been like, just give this up, it doesn't matter, and defend the boss and make sure we don't lose any wall damage and get like just like make our XP advantage even bigger, because we were at 2-3 on the curses that time, so we only need one more curse and we would have been like really close to 20. So it was just like there was just no reason for us to take that fight. And either way, so they decide that they need to siege on us after that, after they kill an ETC, which I don't blame them for that. They're in a position to where they need to force something. So they siege, we fight them 4 versus 5, and then we literally chase them from our keep to like we just chase them to the ends of the earth, and we like get like we got a few kills. Like I think we got like 3 kills, and then the game's over at this point, and then like Jason just like waste mosh pit on nobody, and then Tomster throws out a raw combo and misses everybody instead of just like waiting for ETC to chain stun. And so like Kerrigan ends up dying when we're pushing on the core 5-4, and then so we're like, shit, we have to back up because like you guys just wasted all your talent. You guys just wasted all your skills. We're just like, fuck, just back up. So it's like 4 versus 4, and we're backing up. Even like the game should have been over right there if we didn't fuck up, but it's like the game's still over. Like let's just chill out and end the game. And then we get our composure back, and we're just like, hey, we can take the mid keep for free still. So we seize the mid keep, take the mid keep, and then we back up and just like start healing and stuff. And then we see, as soon as I see Tastar clearing bottom wave, I say start the boss. They can only have 4 people here. So we start the boss, and then like Jason gets rooted and stunned by the boss. So like he's taking way more chunk than he should have been taking. But we have double support, so it's not too bad. And then then they obviously they know we're doing the boss, so they're like, hey, get the fuck over here, we need to fight the boss because we lose the game if they get this boss. So they force a fight on us on the boss when there's 19-20. We take the fight, that's what we wanted to happen, and we crush them in the fight 19-20. So and then the game's over at that point. So it was, the game wasn't super clean by us, but it was clean enough. Like we still were in control the entire game. So like I'm not like, besides like I had one really big misplay. Besides that, I think I played pretty well. And then like our whole team just like, I think we got a little too cocky the first time we were going to end the game. So it was and like Zuna, like I think Zuna that game on Li Ming, like he played like so good on Li Ming. And like people like they don't even understand that he doesn't even play Li Ming. Like they don't even understand this shit. Like I've never seen a Li Ming that good in NA than Zuna played in that Cursed Hollow game, and he literally has not been practicing Li Ming besides like a few games in Hero League. So like if that isn't any indication of how much better he can get on range, like it's pretty insane. So and yeah, and shout out to Biggie. I know Biggie doesn't play any Oriole, and he still played pretty good that game. He Jason was our Oriole main, so Biggie is like, I was like, you gotta play it, dude. I'm playing right wing. He's like, shit. Yeah, the game was pretty clean. Then let's go to game 3. So, all right, so what did they have? Blah blah blah. Okay, so this game was kind of funny. So like they pick I liked our draft a lot better than the first time we played them on Tomb. So I was just like, okay, they take Thrall from T-God because T-God's been hot. So not a surprise ban there. And Thrall's obviously decent against Zagara, so it's a respectable ban. And then we see I just decide that okay, they're going to take Zagara first pick. It's pretty fucking obvious. So let's take Mirrodin out of the equation because B-Kid's been first picking that almost every game. Let's make him play Johanna or Leo. And then so we take ETC and Zul. Like Zul's like bread and butter for us on this map, so I'm surprised they keep giving it to us, but we'll take it every time if you give it to us. They pick Oriole and Leoric. I guess that like my only thinking is that they took Leoric that early because they thought we would ban it, which honestly we might have banned it. So that's And then as soon as we go to the as soon as they pick Leo there, I'm just like, I'm playing Toronto this game. Like they have no They have no cleanse and they have Leoric. Like I'm just gonna play Tyrande. We're just gonna body them, and then so like here's my thinking in my head. Medic would be amazing here, but they're gonna be a medic, so I'll just play Tyrande. That's literally that's my thought process there. Because like I know they're not gonna give me medic. It's like they're not going to give me it. So we ban Tassadar so they can't run like some cheesy ass Oriole Task triple range or quad range, whatever. And then Zuna's like, I'll just play fucking Falstad. Just give me Falstad and let's take Li Ming just to take it away from them. And Li Ming's like, when's Li Ming a bad hero, right? So we just take Falstad, Li Ming, and then I'm just like, well, they're gonna pick Brightwing Vala. So I literally remember I typed in the chat. So I was telling my team they're gonna Brightwing Vala. And my team's like, they're not gonna Brightwing. And I'm just like, trust me, they're gonna Brightwing Vala. So they picked Brightwing, and then I remember typing in the chat. I was just like, can you guys just like, because like they were hovering on their last pick for like, excuse me, they were hovering on their last pick for like 35 seconds. So I just typed. I was like, can you guys just pick Vala so we can get this game started? I literally typed that shit for like it's so obvious. Like the one thing, like I think why GFE is so weak towards us is that I have an understanding of just like 100% what they're gonna pick every single game, and it's easy to beat a team that you know what they're gonna play. And then so like they picked Vala, we picked Tyrande, and then that game. I mean, it wasn't like fucking like picture perfect. Like okay, so like just to give you an advantage, we're destroying this game. We're playing it really well, and then Zuna one time's like, okay, I'm gonna fly on them, and like we're like, okay, go fly. He flies into the wrong. He flies into the enemy team instead of on our side of the map, and then he misses his boomerang onto Leoric, so Leoric gets away, and then since Leoric gets away when we should have had a kill on Leoric, and then we chase Oriole, and like we're already in a bad position because Zuna like flew into their team, right? So we chase Oriole, and for some reason like Oriole just takes 10 fucking years to kill, and like and then B-Kid comes to help him on Leo. We kill Leo, and then we're just all stuck. Like we're literally all stuck, and we're getting beat by Zagara and Vala this entire time. And we literally 5-man wipe. We 5-man wipe for 2 kills, and we lose all of our fucking coins. And I'm just like, Chris, what the fuck are you doing? He's just like, my bad. And it was just like I'm not gonna lie, I was getting a little tilted right there because like we just threw our entire lead and we threw like I think 50 fucking coins. Like it was pretty bad. But Zuna did a good job. He's like, Ken, calm the fuck down. We're better. Let's just play. And we just continue to play the game, and then we get another catch on Akaface, I think. ETC stuns him. I go to chain stun him, and then Zuna just gusts him into safety. When we would have at the best, we would have. So what happened was Zuna tried to gust away the Oriole, so he couldn't Crystal Aegis him, but he ended up gusting the Brightwing as well. So Brightwing got away too, and I was just like, Chris, what are you doing? So those like 2 times like Zuna threw in the early game, but like after that, like he just picked his shit up and played. He was like, all right, fuck it, it's time. It's time to fucking show people why I'm the best Falstad player, and he just fucking put on a clinic after that. Like he just like I don't know, he just played fucking insane. I remember there was one part of the game where we were like losing a trade. He just like flies on top of Vala and kills Vala when she's running away at full. I think Vala was like full HP. He just flew on her and killed her. And then he like fucking had just like for the rest of the game he just had fucking insane gusts like the entire fucking game. Like every time that there was one time where we went to catch Leo, and then I actually I fucked up the stun. Like I was too slow on the stun, and Leo was 100% safe, and then Michael Udall just Crystal Aegis him, and then so apparently you can Crystal Aegis Leo when he's in his Wraith Walk. So he Crystal Aegis is Leo, and then Zuna just gusts their entire team, and we just kill Leo. We're just like, thanks, Udall, you're our homie, So yeah, I'm kind of surprised they put Udall on Oriole. Like, I don't even know if he plays that hero, but like he's pretty fucking horrible on Oriole. Yeah, so I don't know that game. you would see that my synergy, like if you watch me play Toronto with Zuna's ETC or Urho's ETC, it was literally like night and day, a million times better. But like me and Jason can only improve. So like we're still good enough to win. That's all that matters for the tournament, right? It just matters who's the best that day, and just the fact that I think that we are going to keep improving, and GFE like they're skill capped. They're not going to get any better. Like they just none of those players on that team with the current structure that they have will get better. So I don't think you will see GFE like being a top two team in NA like anytime soon unless they replace players or buy Zuna to coach them. Like that's the only way that they would improve, in my opinion. Like they're just like they're skill capped. So let's see, that was that the last game? Yeah, that was the last game. So like this is why I like tournaments like this. Like we actually got an advantage for beating them earlier. Then bang, we just 3-0'd them out. It was super quick. Bang bang bang, you know? And then, made like $1,800 for 2 days of playing. Pretty good. Can't complain. But yeah, so it's just like it's strange to me how like obvious and bad their drafting is, but that's not it's not my problem. I'm glad that they have bad drafting. It makes it very easy to play against them. I think that that's actually why that's the reason why Denial struggled against them. Like in this tournament, it's just like Denial does not like understand how to draft against. I think Denial is obviously the better team. They just didn't know how to draft against them. And like drafting is so important in this game that a team that like say that like I'd say that like if you look at skill level, like Denial is like 60-40, like should win against maybe like 55-45 should win against Gale Force, but if they get out drafted, they get crushed like hard, and that's how important drafting is in this game. And that's why I think with like me and Zuna are some of the best drafters in the world, so I think that that's why we have always like it's been one of our huge strengths. Like, and I don't think we would do as well if we had bad drafting. I mean, that's a fucking obvious statement, but so let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. I'll put out. I can do more shit like this if you guys enjoyed it. I don't. This is for my fans. I do this. I'm not getting paid for this shit. I'm doing this for whoever enjoys watching this. That's who I'm doing it for. I don't get shit for doing this. I don't get paid on YouTube. I don't get enough views to get paid. So this is for my real fans. You know what I'm saying? Check you guys later. Check out my vlogs too. I am gonna get to uploading them as soon as I can. Peace, guys.